Hello, I am CHOUHAN from Marwa Engineering College and Research Center, JODHPUR, Rajasthan. I am from the 4th year mechanical branch and we are representing our car for the Tech Fest competition held in IIT Mumbai. And I am the team leader and I am representing my team members.
Hello, I am RAMESH from Marwa Engineering College and Research Center, JODHPUR, Rajasthan. I am from final year students.
Hello, myself DEEPAK, pursuing BTech final year mechanical branch from Marwa Engineering College Research Center, JODHPUR, Rajasthan.
Hi, I am PATHAN. I am mechanical final year student. I am pursuing in Marwa Engineering College and Research Center, Jodhpur. Total given you chance for increase our life. Thank you.
Myself ARUN SHARMA and I am studying in Jodhpur College of Engineering Research Center, JNU, Jodhpur National University, and I am studying in BTech 4th year 7th sem mechanical engineering.
Now I am going to introduce my car for the competition.
This is our remote control car. First of all, I am introducing the main part of our car, which is the chassis. The chassis, which is made up of from the plywood, and we paste on the plywood a glass fiber with the mixture of epoxy resin and epoxy hardener in the ratio of 10:1. It is a duct layer. The chassis which is made from the duct layer. Now the duct layer is in the form of the first glass fiber, then the plywood, again glass fiber, again plywood and again glass fiber, which increases the strength of our chassis. This is a main chassis and this is a upper chassis. Now I am telling about the mountings, the things which is mounted on the chassis. First, the differential, the engine, the shaft and gear, and the fuel tank, which is mounted on the main chassis. On the upper chassis, we mounted the servo mechanism, the steering mechanism by servo motor, receiver, on-off switch for a battery, on and off. That's all. In this car, we are using a wiper foam to absorb a shock. Which will, if the car in a racing way, if it strikes the wall or any hardened material, it will absorb the shock in this way. Now I am going to tell you about the steering mechanism. This is a servo motor which controls the mechanism. The mechanism is based on the Ackermans. If this is a mechanism which is controlled by the servo motor, if we turn the wheel in this way, the car will go in the left form. Okay. Now I am going to tell you the front steering mechanism. The front steering mechanism, which is made up by us, we are taking two rods and we connecting in a 90-degree angles. We connect in a 90-degree angles by a perfect machining. In the one rod which is connected to the tire and the another one is connected to the supporting frames which supports the suspensions. This spring is introduced to absorb the shocks from the suspension in this manner. Now on the upper mounting, this is a receiver of our car which takes the signals from the remote and controls the servos, both the servos. This is a battery of our car. The second servo motor which controls the throttle and the brake mechanisms. When we increase the throttle, the brake is decreased. The brake is not applied, the brake is disengaged. And when we decrease the throttle, the brake is in engaged position, just like in the manner. This is in engaged position and decrease in the throttle, and increase in the throttle and the brake is in disengaged position. This is a gear which is directly meshed with a clutch of our engine. This is a propeller shaft which connects with a gear and a differential and transmits power from the gear to the differential. Now I am introducing the main component of our car, which is a engine. It is a 3.0 cc globe plug type engine. It contains a start pull mechanism and a flywheel which is based on a centrifugal mechanism. When we increase the throttle, the centrifugal is in engaged position, and when we decrease the throttle, the clutch which is in disengaged position. This is a head of our engine and this is a sink or a fins which provides cooling to the engine. This is a air filter, this is a silencer of our engine, this is a carburetor, and this is a accelerator which accelerates the engine, and the minimum and maximum speed of the engine is 3000 to 32,000 RPM. This screw which controls the air fuel mixture of our car engine. Now I am introducing the rear part or a back portion of our car. This is a differential, which is a prototype of original differential, which transmits the power through a final drive to the wheel of our car. The uniqueness of this final drive, which is purely made by ourselves. This is a final drive. This ball, which is used from the ball bearing of a cycle wheel. This is a rod which is used from the wheel of a motorcycle spokes. Now, this is an iron ball which reduces its strength by an heating treatment. In this rod, we drilled here by drilling machines, and after that this spoke cut in a fixed size, and we breeze this spoke in it. And this is one more hole in this iron ball, and we breeze the length of a spoke in a proper in this ball. After fixing both the balls, again we treating the heat treatment for increases its strength. By this method we can make this final drive, which is purely made by us. This is a lower arm which is made by us by an acrylic glass in a proper shape and designed by a perfect machining method. This is a link, and this is a supporting frame of a suspension. Both these are made from the same material which is used in this chassis. The steering, the suspension is the rear suspension, which is telescopic type suspension in hydraulic. This works in this manner. When we press it, the stiffness of the spring is presses in this manner. Now I am introducing the last part of our car, which is a petrol tank. This is a petrol tank which is mounted at the rear side of our car. The capacity of the petrol tank is 100 ml. Here are two tubes which is shown. This tube is used for transferring the petrol from the petrol tank to the engine. And this pipe is used to take a pressure which is coming from the silencer to the fuel tank. For this pressurize the fuel tank and move upward and follow toward the engine. For running this car, we are using fuel which is a mixture of methanol and a castor oil. Methanol is used for ignition, and a castor oil is used for lubrication.
Now I am going to introduce the controlling system which is used in our car. This is our remote. It's 2-channel remote and 2.4 GHz frequency. It controls the 2 servos which used in our car. These servos control the steering system, and these servos control the acceleration and speed of the car. Now I am going to explain the controlling system by the remote control, how this car works. Now I am turn on the remote system, and now I am on the turn button of receiver. Each receiver is connected with this remote, and it gets the signals from this remote. Now I am explaining the steering mechanism, how it works from this remote. I turn left, then turn right. And this push button, when we push like this, it works as throttle, and we push this on this upward direction, it works as brake.
This is our igniter. It contains a 1.2 volt battery and a 2400 milliampere current. To start the engine, we plug the glow plug into the head of the engine like this. After plugging this, we pull this rope in this manner to start the engine.